The Cullen Cup is finally here. It's been a great season in the BCFC, and it all comes down to one game. Hi, I'm Adam Cordick, host of Touchdown BC, and your weekly host for BCFC game previews. Only 2 teams remain in the BCFC with a shot at becoming Cullen Cup champs and representing the BCFC in the Canadian Bowl. This Saturday in Langford, the defending Cullen Cup champs, the Okanagan Sun, will take on the BCFC regular season champs, the Westshore Rebels, for the title. The Rebels put together a game-winning drive in the semifinals against the VI Raiders with 1:20 left in the game to make it to this one. The Rebels during the regular season had the best offense in the BCFC, led by Jamel Lyles, who broke the single-season rushing record. The Sun, though, had the second-best defense in the BCFC during the regular season. In the semifinals, the Sun won in an OT thriller to book their ferry ticket to the island. These 2 teams met twice this season, with both home teams getting the W. We first talked with the head coach of the Okanagan Sun, Ben McCauley, and talked to him about the Cullen Cup matchup. Coach, before we get into the Cullen Cup, 2 weeks ago your team got the win in the semifinals against the Langley Rams in an OT thriller. Is that one of the best games you have been a part of as a coach?
Yeah, for sure. You know, it was really exciting for our guys to be part of that. You know, really tested our determination and our will. We had some guys step up and make big-time plays, and you know, that's important when you get to playoff football. And I think any great team has been tested and had to come back and win it from behind when through some adversity. So we definitely had some of that.
Coach Keely Hines missed some kicks during the regular season, but in the semifinals, he was spot on when it counted, going 4 for 4, including that game winner. How important is Keely going to be for you in a big game like the Cullen Cup?
Oh, yeah, he's such a humble guy that, you know, there's no difference between a big-time kick and you know, a first quarter extra point. You know, no difference for him. That's what separates him from a lot of guys. You know, anyone can kick a football, but it's doing it in the clutch that's really important.
Coach, you played the Westshore Rebels twice this season, split in the season series. Funny enough, both those games were decided by 6 points. You allowed over 150 yards in both those games. What will your defense need to do to stop that potent run game of the Rebels?
Well, I don't think you can stop it. I think you've got to let them run a little bit. You know, we don't want them to, but you know, they're going to get some yards. They've got great running back, great quarterback. They're going to make some plays, and you know, it's about not letting any big plays happen, forcing them to a game they're not comfortable with. It's going to come down to the fourth quarter. We're well aware of that, but we want to be in a position to win it, and we feel we've got the horses to finish the job.
You have the defensive MVP on your team, Lane Hall, a guy that was part of the Cullen Cup team last year. How important is it to have a player like that leading your defense in the Cullen Cup?
Oh, it's huge. Just the stability he's going to bring. He's an emotional guy, but you know, he's so passionate about the game. The other players just feed off of it. And you know, he's not a guy who's any faster, or bigger, or stronger than anyone. He just plays with a ton of heart. You know, he's a great player too. But he always finds himself in the right position, and he plays with such a chip on his shoulder that he's a really tough guy to play against. So, you know, we're going to rely on him big time.
Now to your offense, a group that has struggled at times during this season but have played well the last couple games. How confident are you in your offense heading into the big game?
I'm very confident. You know, we've got a bunch of guys who have seen the ups and downs. You know, we know what they're capable of. We see it in practice all the time. And, you know, they're starting to click, and we've fought through some injuries, and, you know, we've been through the adversity. You know, I've said it before, and I'll say it again, that builds a lot of character. You know, we find that we're in a position every week where we've got to prove ourselves, and that makes us play with a bit more desperation and passion.
Coach, Westshills Stadium is a great atmosphere that favors the Rebels and is a tough place to play. What are you telling your players leading up to a game playing on the road?
Well, you know what, it's a tough place to play, but, you know, I think our guys feed off that. I don't have to say much to them. They know how important it is, whether it's our place or somewhere else. If they're going to be focused, they're going to be ready to go. Playing on the road is a mixed bag. We find we get our guys together and we can focus them pretty well, having them on the road. So, you know, we're okay with that. We know it's going to be tough, and I think you know, it's good for Westshore to have that type of atmosphere. It helps junior football. We'd like to go out there and quiet them down, though.
That is head coach of the Okanagan Sun, Ben McCauley. Thanks, Coach, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks, appreciate it, Adam.
We also talked with the head coach of the Westshore Rebels, JC Boice, and got his thoughts on the Cullen Cup matchup against the Sun. Coach Boice, thanks for joining us.
Hey, great to be with you as always, Adam.
Coach, what a finish to your semifinal matchup against the Raiders. Down a score with 1:20 left. Ashton makes all the throws to get you to the 2-yard line, and then Jamel runs it in for the win and a Cullen Cup berth. Tell us what that drive was like from your perspective, calling the plays.
Well, from my perspective, I'm glad it was Canadian football and the clock stopped. In the U.S., that we'd had a lot quicker clock. I knew we had plenty of time. You know, we had been practicing, the 2-minute drill for that 2 weeks. And honestly, I mean, it was frustrating that we were behind. We were going to have to do a come from behind score. But when I broke that huddle on the sideline, looked those kids in the eye, honestly, there was no doubt in our mind we were going to score. We got downfield, a little quicker than I originally thought. They're a very, very good defensive team. Again, they came up with a great game plan, but we hadn't thrown the ball well at all in the first half, first 3 quarters. But they were giving us the flats and the outside holes. And, Ashton, to his credit, made the throws. Kane Milkyard had a couple great catches. Nathaniel Pinto, and then we could run the ball. And, we did what we expected we were going to do, but it was nice to see it finish.
Coach, after all the work starting from the offseason, looking back, is it surreal to be in the Cullen Cup, or is it exactly what you expected?
Our expectations were to be here. I mean, the way that we built this facility, see behind me, and we really can build athletes now. And so we knew that if, we had talented kids on the roster coming from last year, we knew there'd been a foundation laid. Getting this facility done, obviously we had some great upgrades at staff. Bringing in Coach Shane Beatty, he is such a committed ball coach. I mean, the guy just eats, sleeps, and drinks football. He's a great strength coach. We have other coaches on the staff that have been really committed to the kids and our vision. And then we got some big recruits down the stretch. So I don't want to sound arrogant, but we worked hard. We made smart moves, and we expected to be here. So if anything, it was kind of a relief. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And we were relieved more than anything. And now we're just really, we're joyful. We're having this opportunity. We're working hard and having fun and ready to get after it, Adam.
Coach, you were 1-1 against the Sun this season. Both games were very close. Is it fair to say this game could be like both semifinals and come right down to the end?
I expect this to be a great football game, Adam. I mean, the Sun, Coach McCauley and that executive, all those players, they're a very, very storied program for a reason. Schematically, they do some great things. They got some great athletes. Now they've brought in an NFL player, Rashawn Simony. I mean, certainly he's a special guy. I think it's going to be a great football game, and it could come very well down to who has the ball last. They're going to be working hard. We're working hard. I think it's a great storyline. I think they're a great program. We certainly aspire to want to be, an integrity-based program that's solid year in, year out. And we're motivated. They're motivated. I think it's going to be a very, very good, very hard-fought game. It'll be physical and it'll be fast.
The Sun have one of the best defenses in the BCFC. How do you plan to approach this game offensively?
They're tough. I mean, we're going to continue to do what we do. It's pretty simple, man. We pound the A gaps and we throw vertical. And, we've not hit it. That's what we're going to be. And we're going to continue to do that.
Now to the defensive side of the ball, your defensive coordinator, Shane Beatty, has turned your defense around from last year. He goes against the team he coached to a Cullen Cup last year. I know you can't speak for him, but going against the Sun, does this give him any sort of edge?
That's a great question. Shane and I have talked a lot. Obviously, our relationship has got a lot deeper as the season's gone on. I mean, we're two totally different people, two very committed guys. But there's been a very rewarding thing in Shane and I working through some of those personality conflicts, united in supporting kids, loving kids, and preparing kids for next level opportunities. I think the emotion and the drama of Shane returning against his son, his former players, that was kind of played out in those first 2 games. Both great games, as we mentioned. But I think now it's just football, and it's championship football. We've crossed that bridge in the first 2 games. They have their own identity now. They're very well coached. They've got great players. They've recruited well. They've retained a lot of their players. They brought in some new players. We're the same way. We have a lot of respect for them, and we want to beat them. We want to go earn a Cullen Cup, a BCFC championship.
By winning the BCFC regular season, it gave your team the right to host this game on your field. Now that the game is here at Westshills, how excited are the fans around Victoria to watch this game?
It's awesome. Honestly, it's the first one we've ever hosted. We've played in a couple Cullen Cups, as I've been explaining. Coach John Karlicki, who's now on our staff, was the coach that kind of brought the Rebels back, and they've had that opportunity. But this is the first time, as I understand it, since the inception of Cullen Cup in 1971, that the Victoria teams ever hosted it. So we're honored by that. The word's out in the community. We're hoping the weather cooperates a little bit better this time. We were going to have a huge packed house against that Raider game, and then the weather was, that big storm. But the community's excited, the kids are excited, our staff's working hard, the executive's working hard. There's a lot of positive energy about the BCFC football right now. I think everybody's excited about junior football. They're excited about our team, and we're motivated to come out and have a great football game, win the game with class, and make this league proud, and hopefully go on and take on a tough Prairie team.
That is the head coach of the Westshore Rebels, JC Boice. Thanks, Coach, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Adam. Have a good one, man.
Well, there you have it. You were all set up for the Cullen Cup. If you are in the Victoria area, the Cullen Cup game between the Okanagan Sun and the Westshore Rebels is on Saturday. Kickoff at 4 p.m. at Westshills Stadium. This game can also be watched online at the BCFC's website. For more coverage of the BCFC, follow each team's Twitter account and also BCFC's Twitter account at BCFC_media. Thanks for watching and enjoy the game.